Augustine Abroad, take 5. So you can see where I'm at the moment. I'm a little sick of recording these. It's been a combination of the iPad that I'm using, giving up and failing, and then me stuttering over the majority of my little spiel. So anyways, I've created an outline, so if I keep glancing off to the side, just know that I'm looking at that because I'm a communication major, and that's what we do, is we make outlines and then we read from them. So here we go. Let's see. Why did I choose to come to New Zealand? I graduated college and I finished in December. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm moving back in with my parents. This is not something that I'm really happy about doing as much as I love them. I need something to do. So I looked online, I applied for tons and tons of jobs on Craigslist, and no one was biting. So then I was looking around and I was like, you know what? I remember about being an au pair, being a nanny overseas internationally, something like that, anything. So I started looking online for different au pair programs and stuff like that. And I found one for Germany, but I don't speak any German besides a few swear words. And also I found one for New Zealand, and I was like, oh, I would never even think to go to New Zealand. Let's check this one out. So I applied for it. They called me back. They had me fill out a bunch of forms. I paid them some money for a flight over there and an orientation, including things like CPR, first aid, driving theory, all sorts of stuff that I need to know, especially about all the different natural disasters that happen in New Zealand, and believe me, there's a list. Anyways, so I chose New Zealand because it's traveling, and I'm passionate about traveling and learning about new cultures and immersing myself in those cultures. So here I am. Anyways, my flight here was super simple. I was thinking it was going to be 22 hours on a plane, and it wound up only being 12 and a half, and that's a leisurely trip to Humboldt County from Los Angeles for me, so it was real easy. Saying bye to my mom and dad was easier than I thought it was going to be too. I think I was just so ready to leave, and I was chomping at the bit to go and experience a new culture and fly somewhere and be in a new country. And then maybe 2 or 3 days into it, I was like, wait a minute, I missed them. So, Skyping and calling them or whatever definitely is helping me out. Let's see. Although I found out on an email that my very first car that I ever had when I was 15 and a half, that was handed down to me, a 93 Volvo, its transmission is no longer, so it was sold, and I'm kind of a little bummed about it, but I've got pictures and I've got memories, and change is the only constant, am I right? So anyways, when I flew into Auckland, I had the orientation, and then my family that I'm working for is based in Wellington, so I flew from Auckland to Wellington, which is a 45-minute flight, super simple. Although I was warned that the flight into Wellington was going to be a little bumpy, because they call Wellington Windy Wellington for a reason. And believe me, today I found out that reason, and I think it's going to get a little worse than what today was, so I may need a new jacket and a new wardrobe, depending on how windy and rainy, or a combination of the both, it gets out here. Anyways, let's see. Oh, so the family is really great. It's a mom and her 2 kids, and the mom is so cool. I really like her. And 2 kids are absolutely adorable. One is 3 and one is 5. So I'm happy as a clam. Let's see. Things I've done so far. I've walked around Wellington, which is a really cool little town. And I guess little city. It's for those of you that are living in Arcata, it's like Arcata if it was a city and not a village. You can walk around all of Wellington and still have energy to spare. So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. And I like being able to like have the option to walk wherever I'm going because I really like it. I really like to walk. Anyways, let's see. So I walked around Wellington. I've seen a couple of the museums. Te Papa, which I still need to go back in because I feel like I haven't seen all of it yet. You know what I mean? I've only seen a couple of the exhibits, and I think exhibits are always changing, so that should be exciting. Basically, I've been kind of just like settling into like a planned out day. You know what I mean? Kind of settling into being in New Zealand and working with like kids on an au pair level, which is being a live-in nanny and being around 24/7 and driving on the other side of the road, which was a total trip at first, and then like hopping into the passenger side of the car, which is normally on the driver's side, was like weird because I was like, wait a minute, there's supposed to be a steering wheel in front of me and there's not. But now it's like totally easy for me now. I'm really happy with it, and I think largely in part I can owe my like ease and comfort at driving to the fact that I had a driving instructor for the first 2 days that I was in Wellington, and it was really helpful. The guy was like super cool, although he was like, oh, are you from the States? And I was like, yeah, I'm from California. He was like, oh, I knew you were from California. I was like, how did you know I was from California? I don't fit the bill of like a typical Californian at all, or at least I don't think so, but maybe other people are like, oh, you're totally Californian, but whatever. I'm proud to be Californian. Let's see. So basically, there's not like tons and tons to report, but there will be, because I'm planning on going on some pretty wicked adventures. I've got one planned for June where I'm going blackwater rafting, which means that I'm going to be in a cave on an inner tube floating downstream, and inside the caves are all these glowworms that like hang out, and I've been told that it kind of looks like you're looking at a starry night sky, so that's going to be pretty rad, and I'm excited for that. So I think that because there's not so much to say like every week, it's not the most exciting, I don't have like the most exciting things to report about just yet. It might become more of a bi-monthly vlog as opposed to a weekly one, but I'll keep you guys posted on it. So anyways, that's about it, and I hope you guys have a awesome Cinco de Mayo. Cheers, bruh.